Valley of Promise. Acrea, where God sleeps. Nobody would have believed me back then, that all their different names, in truth, described the same. But for this reason, it was me, the unimportant stray, who found it. I traveled alone, as I always did. Since if I were to be betrayed, my journey would have become a race against those with more money and power. And then, I took my first step onto Acrean ground. I thought that this would be my biggest adventure. But how big it would be, I could have never known. I feel horrible. What? Where am I? Oh, my head feels like it's going to explode. Just... how did it get... Whoa! What's this? A stone. When it crashed into me, didn't I... did I die? No, that can't be. We're standing here, right now. But shouldn't try removing it. Whatever. As long as I'm still alive, that's all that matters. Like they always said, Farron, you'll probably survive anything. But I better not keep pressing my luck. So, time to leave.
Wait. Are those fresh animal tracks? Weird. Some look almost like tiny boots. Are those claw marks? Did someone bring me here? Who could have done that? I came alone. Nah, that's what I call helpful. Don't know how accurate this is, but I should definitely map this out. At least it gives me some landmarks. Those are berries. So they grow even here. That should drive the headache away. This is my sword. How is it rusted already? Maybe the merchant ripped me off. What are they all doing here? Golden Order? Blackclaw Clan? Even the Church of the Observer? There were no signs that they found the valley as well. All the more reason to leave. Hoped it wouldn't be necessary, but I think I should change into my helmet. Huh? I don't think any animal is stupid enough to be this noticeable. I could follow it. Well, I don't know the way anyway, so how bad can it get? Another one? It seems like these shrines are important to their creators. Otherwise, they wouldn't have survived through knows how long.
Always good to see one of them.
So, not everyone is dead. What a bother. Hey! Hola! Salve! Don't want to disturb you in your, business. But do you know a way out of here? I suppose you don't. Guess I shouldn't have even tried asking.
We've got a troublemaker!
Armor. He's part of the Golden Order. Just how did they find the valley? Nobody should have known of me coming here. What happened while I was unconscious? Hey, you. Still not feeling like showing yourself? Thought so. Even if you'd stop helping me now, I couldn't blame you. Well, but... thank you. Well, following you's not the best plan I ever had. It's better than nothing. Alright, friends. Mine continues. A closed gate. Which seems like you want me to go through it. Well, luckily, you've got the best explorer at your service. One of the front parts is missing. Some kind of mask? Maybe if I find it and insert it here, it could trigger an opening mechanism. Hey, any clue where that could be? Here it is. Hopefully that mask was worth all the trouble. Don't worry though. My gut's always right. Except maybe that one time when I got banned from that small pub. Well, not like I wanted to return there anyway. That village had nothing to offer.
Guide finally reveals himself. It is I, Boji, apprentice to the greatest sage of Acrea. But don't confuse me for just anyone. No, you stand before the first and only disciple of Eri, the great sage. So, you want to leave this valley? Well, that won't be easy, as you, my fellow adventurer, are now bound to this valley by the stone in your chest, and leaving it like this would be your certain doom. But fear not. There is someone who can remove that connection, though the way to him is long and hard. Beyond that gate waits a trial, your test, to see if you'll be able to make the journey to your savior. But first, you'll have to find a way behind the gate. Many obstacles stand in your way, but I believe you'll prevail over them. Each foe more dangerous than the last before you finally stand before your first trial. The general, the gatekeeper. You'll do your best to path out of this region open, and you'll be able to continue your search. Promising only certain death, that is for anyone. The very same stone that curses you to stay is the one that blesses you with infinite lives. For me, it's the tool that makes it possible to revive you again and again, just like I did before. Now that everything...
Wait. What the hell are you even talking about? Not being able to leave the valley, and that part about you reviving me? Do you mean to say... I died?
Exactly. So, now that all questions are out of the way...
You don't make any sense. Why should I believe you, a talking wolf monster?
I see you are still riddled with doubts. But you will find my words proven true when you continue on your way. It seems you have much to think over, so I will give you a bit of space. Oh, but don't worry. I won't leave for too long. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Now that everything is explained, I'm sure you're burning to start your adventure, and I'm not going to keep you. Remember, the fiend behind that gate is your goal. Boji out.
Just... what was that? Go to the gate, he said? Suppose it is better than no direction.
Beyond the gate waits your first trial, but the way's barred. Yeah, you don't say. Do I really have to go there? Why can't I just leave?
Because you are bound to the valley, Farron. Really, I wouldn't recommend it.
Whoa! Where did you come from? How do you know my name?
You said it yourself? In the cave? But trust me, you can't leave. Not without losing your life. And this time it would be permanent, because I wouldn't be able to follow you as I am bound as well. The closer you get to the border, the weaker you get. Your heart slows down, your spirit fades, until you do your last and final step over the border.
But then, what am I supposed to...
I told you, didn't I? There is someone who can break that connection. Someone I want to reach as well, though for other reasons.
Then tell me where to find him instead of giving me some riddles about a guardian I have to beat.
Your savior sleeps in the spire in the middle of the valley. The one that blasted you away, remember it? But I can't enter it. And you can't do it either. Not the way you are now.
That barrier around it. What does this have to do with me?
That's a long story. I'll tell you on our way to the gate, because we really will have to beat that guardian creature behind it.
We? No, there is no such thing as we. I don't plan on carrying a burden with me.
Oh, a burden? Without that burden, you would still be lost, though, trying to escape the valley which would kill you. That is, if the others don't. And who will revive you again if that happens?
Just spit it out. You need me. For whatever reason.
Yes, I do. And it is a reason I will explain if we travel together. Besides, we have the same destination, so why wouldn't we? Isn't it useful for you to have a guide who knows his way around here?
I can't believe it. Fine. Do what you want.
Are those down there clay huts? Were they built later than the temples? No. Something doesn't add up.
Let's go! Wait for it. Out. Out. Harder. Carefully. With feeling. Okay, quench it.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Looks like we can't just keep going. I was sure we would get to water split from here. Maybe we can find a way through the convergence. Just continue straight.
So much for you knowing the way around the valley. If there is another way out of this region, why do I have to beat that general anyway? You said we can't enter the spire right now. But you didn't explain why.
We have to defeat the general to be able to enter Tezuth Palace.
Tezuth? The one you called ruler of this place? Why should we go to him? I thought the goal was to defeat the general so we can get out of here into the spire.
Tezuth is one of the 3 keys we need. Another foe we have to fight, so we can enter the spire where our savior rests.
Again, you aren't making sense.
You wouldn't know what makes sense right now anyway. Go to the convergence. I'll explain more there. There it is, the spire. Inside our helper rests, the sage, my master. If in deep sleep or dead, I do not know.
Wait, he's dead? How was he supposed to help us then? And you didn't tell me we were going to your master.
As I said, I do not know if he is dead. And who it was seemed of little importance to you, since I don't recall you ever asking. Either way, when we are there, we should be able to revive him. But because of certain precautions, not everyone is able to just waltz into his spire. Only those who have mastered the 3 elements that form the core of Acrea, like Ere did, are able to enter. Which means I will never be able to go alone.
3 elements?
You have them in you right now. The stone in your chest is made from all 3. Insium, Manonite, and Jinnan. This makes it possible for you to master them, if you beat their current masters. They each learned to control one of the elements many centuries ago. One of those is Tezuth the Champion. And that giant palace you saw that you couldn't enter? That was his. So our goal is still the same. We beat the Guardian General of the Temple so we can enter and defeat Tezuth. And afterwards, we'll find the other two masters.
That sounds like a heck of a lot of work to regain my freedom. I never wanted to learn mystical powers or become master of some element. It's a responsibility I never wished for.
The sage once told me that often there is a price to freedom, but many don't know what that price will be.
Some price it is. To die and be forced to fight through a crazy valley with a talking wolf.
I prefer to be called by my name. I believe so do you, Farron.
I understand.
Anyway, let's find another way back to the forest, and then we will find that general.
So, why do you need to go to that tower? You know my reason, but I don't know yours. Can't be that you want to leave the valley. The world out there isn't exactly welcoming of strangers. Especially if they are, well, strange.
Still struggling with the talking, walking, magic wolf part?
You would too, if you were in my skin. So?
You're right. I don't want to leave the valley. I'm going to my master to revive him. It's my duty, my task as his disciple.
And what is it you want from him? What did you get for doing it? Or are you just a henchman, following the wishes of others?
It's nothing like that. I have my reasons, but...
Oh, I see. You don't want to tell. Well, no need to force yourself, partner. Is a spire that interesting? Seems like you can't take your eyes away.
It is my birthplace. My home. Yet it is impossible for me to enter.
Doesn't look like a wolf den. What? Isn't that the place where wolves are usually born?
It's my second, to be precise. Your description of me as a wolf wasn't too far off. Before I lived my life as a pupil of Eri, I was a mere wolf of this valley. When I died, Eri found me and decided to revive me, sending my spirit through Jinon back into my body. While he didn't anticipate how much it would change me, he seemed happy with the outcome.
So, the greatest pupil was created as an experiment by that great sage Eri. What he did wasn't for you, but for himself.
Don't talk about him that way. You have no right to do so.
I didn't mean... Do I need permission to talk about him? I'll be sure to ask next time.
Beautiful, right? The river carries its name well.
I've seen so many rivers, I stopped really looking at them. But I admit, this is definitely one of the more beautiful. We're here. What now?
I think the Heaven's Climb temple in the back is connected to the main one by a bridge. It's collapsed quite a bit, but hopefully the elevator is still working. Let's go this way, Farron.
Oh, always good to see one of them. Look at this. So this is Tezuth.
It certainly is. Only he would present himself in such an overdrawn way.
He seems so powerful. Can you imagine what one could do with so much power?
Yes, I can more than imagine it. What would you do with such power?
I don't know. But I finally would be someone. Someone that isn't laughed at for his lowly origin. Not ordered around by others that believe themselves to be higher. There'd be no rules that I would have to follow.
And if the rules are for the good of everyone?
You've never seen the world outside, right? There are no rules like that. Never were. Everybody just lives for themselves.
Is that so? I believe I need some time to think, Farron. Alone.
Boji! Boji! Of course! Just leave. That's what everyone does in the end. But it's my fault. As always. Damn it.
Where is this? Am I inside a cage?
If you really want to know, yes, you are inside a cage.
Boji? You came back?
Never really left. Like I said, I just needed some time alone.
But why? After what I...
As the sage believed, no. We're only getting to know each other. And I have to admit, not everything was perfectly handled. Apart from that, it feels bad when someone you know gets captured under your nose. Who would have thought?
So we're fine.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it that, as you are mere hours away from your execution, but... yeah, we're fine. And now, let's get you... out of here. Didn't think such a simple door could ever stop the only student of the great sage, did you? Yes! We did it! What a thrill!
Oh, you can say that again?
You really have a knack for fighting, you know?
Well, the world outside is harsh. But without you, I wouldn't even have been able to leave that cell. So, thank you. And I am sorry for what I said about you and Derek.
I accept your apology, Farron. Then, you want to renew our partnership. But this time for real. No secrets, no ill feelings, no doubts.
Really? You think it'll work? We just bumped heads until now.
Yes. In time, I'll tell you everything. And I'll put my trust in you. But you'll have to try and trust me as well. If we both try our best, I believe we'll manage.
All right.
Great, then let's go. Tezuth and his general are waiting for us. And on the way, you will learn everything you desire to.
Ready now to tell me the reason why you want to see Ere?
Yes, since that is what it means to be partners. All these humans here in the valley, they aren't good for this place. They destroy everything, both nature and buildings. They fight and kill every day. I don't know what they're even doing here, but they bring the valley out of balance. There was a barrier around the valley that hid it from the outside, but...
I suppose its absence has to do with me.
when you got too close to the spire, the barrier seems to have been destroyed. I hope that Ere can restore it, and bring back peace to my home. I know they are your kind, so I hesitated telling you.
But don't worry. I wouldn't consider myself particularly close to those of my kind. Besides, Temples of such beauty, they deserve to be treated with respect. And those who don't follow that can be booted out.
If you're already impressed by the temples now, you should have seen them back in the days when Tezuth was still ruling.
They were probably in a much better shape. But for me, it is enough to see them like this.
Better shape? Sure, let's call it that. Boom!
That light that entered me, it changed me, didn't it? I feel different, like I'm drawn into many directions at the same time. Oh, it is weird.
Part of Tezuth's spirit lived in that general, with it transferring to you. You are now well on your way to mastering Insium. I can only give a profound guess, but you probably feel drawn to every Insium that surrounds us. Try focusing on one of those floating elements. Can you feel something?
Yeah, I do.
Now then, use your power. Draw on that feeling you described.
So, better shape, you said.
Better shape, yes.
This shouldn't even be possible.
Well, is it as impossible as a talking wolf? What you see now are glimpses into the glory of Tezuth's era. Beautiful, isn't it? I suppose Tezuth was that arrogant for a reason.
We continue now to his palace, right? The one you first guided me to?
Correct. There awaits Tezuth, and if you defeat him, you will be the sole master of Insium.
But I think I should also explore a bit now that the temple has changed. I mean, how often do you get the chance to walk over flying ruins?
Well, a bit of training with your new ability certainly won't hurt. And I can't deny, I'm also curious what wonders Tezuth might have hidden here.
So what happened to him? To the Elisine, I mean. That general was fossilized, but why? Give me the story.
It is a tragic, but well-known tale. After going through a ritual to change themselves and gain the powers to control their later respective metals, Tezuth, Uskal, and Ingla were slowly consumed by greed and separated the valley into three. It didn't take long before they started preparing for a war against each other, driven by their suspicions that obsessed them. The Acreans were forced to follow them into this senseless fight. What became of the Acreans I do not know, but most of the Elessene changed their form for what was to come. To prevent a war that would destroy everything in the valley, Eri, my master, sent out a shockwave that fossilized all of those that had made a connection to one of the Acrean metals. Only I remained, since he sent me to the edge of the valley before.
Is this the reason you don't know what became of Ere?
Yes. He was also bound to all three metals, so I don't know what the shockwave did to him. I already see it. No reason to hide it, Farron. You want to know what this is, right?
You better do.
Well, this behind me is an arcane forge. It was used by the Elessene to create the most powerful weapons, armor, and more. A masterpiece of creation, running with the power of flux. Though I have to admit, I always wondered how they gathered so much of it in one place.
That sounds brilliant. Can you run it?
Well, it's exhausting. But luckily for you, I can. So if you want something special, we can try crafting it here.
Hey, Boji. Have you ever met him? Tezuth, I mean. I am going to fight him soon, and knowing more about him could give me the needed edge.
Indeed I have. And believe me, Tezuth knew how to stay in one's mind. Back then, the war preparations hadn't yet started, did you? He was already full of himself, visiting my master with a herald who was supposed to announce all of his titles and deeds. Bless that poor guy. For if he hadn't choked on his own words, we would have waited for hours. Let me tell you, Tezuth only became more insufferable as the years went on. But let's continue for now.
This looks familiar. Haven't we gone through it already? But something's changed.
Farron, let's try this way. Out!
That was too close for comfort. So, what did you call Tezuth insufferable?
What kind of person builds giant temples for himself, if not an insufferable one? But he wasn't always like this. Or Eri told me so at least. Tezuth was a highly respected warrior, and not without reason called the champion. He was one of the smaller Elessene, stature-wise. But that never kept him from being the best he could be. Even in the darkest times, he was like a shining light for his people, giving them hope. Andre didn't often talk about his past with Tezus, but when he did, he sounded like a proud older brother, talking about the younger one's achievements.
Nobody stays the same. Most people disappoint you at some point in life.
And sometimes they surprise you at the most wondrous times. We've finally reached the gate. Do you feel prepared?
As prepared as I'll ever be, I guess.
If you want to leave this behind, this is your last true chance. When you defeat Tezus, nothing will be as it was before. Not just Acrea, but you will change as well.
We'll see how much I will change. But I stand to what I said. Acrea will not be my tomb. I will leave this place, no matter the cost.
Then, let us not wait any longer.
Let's do this, and take one step closer to the sage.
Hey, Farron, look here. It seems Tezus spared no effort to make this place memorable.
Speaking of the devil, that creature down there is him.
Indeed it is. I only saw him once in this changed form. Till this day I never understood why he did it.
Power, of course. But no matter how much he got, it won't save him when I get to him.
Ha! Luckily the Acrean shrine is right there. So I won't have to drag your overconfident corpse too far.
First thing I see after my sleep. A vermin.
Boji, did you see that? He summoned lightning and could teleport. He should have been impossible. But I still did it.
And what grace you did! It was truly inspiring, and a bit horrifying. But it gave me a brilliant idea how I can help you in future fights. Anyway, with Tezus gone, you are now the true sovereign over Insium.
I expected to feel different.
Change can happen slowly. Sneaking. The balance of the three elements is delicate, and if disturbed it will harm you and your soul. The missing balance drove Tezus and the others into their greed for more power, pushing them into deciding to change themselves even more, completely abandoning what they once were. What you just saw wasn't an Elisine anymore. They did this just to win one fight against each other. A duel planned by Eri as a way to end the war without using their armies. But he did not foresee how far they would go to win.
I don't like the sound of that. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Because I believe in you, Farron. I believe you will be able to fight it, just like me. I will always carry only Genon within me. While you will change, if you remember where you come from and strive to always be your best, we will surely overcome anything. Now let's leave this temple.
Where do we go next?
Now we leave for the distant mountains of the Mannanite region, to find Usko. Facing him will be the greatest challenge yet, for he was the most skilled and brutal fighter. But we have no choice but to try.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go get him!
Whoa, 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 hold your horses. Again, we will have to awaken his general first. Without his spirit part, I won't be able to awaken Usko.
Oh, darn. I remember. Then I suppose we're going to his region first. Where's the entrance?
You have to admit, I don't know. I rarely left the tower. I spent my time mostly studying under Eri.
Well, you are lucky to have such an experienced explorer by your side. Finding the entrance after I found the most sought-after valley in history should be a breeze.
Aha! Then after you. I always loved these paintings.
The people in it are the Acreans, right? And that's the spire.
They're bringing the spirits that weren't able to get into the flux alone to the spire. There, they will be released. It was their most holy ritual. Oh, but I forgot. You don't believe in such things. Or do you?
It is hard to doubt it after spirits have entered this stone. And since I got that ability, I can feel the flux. I feel it running through me every time I use it.
Why so upset?
Can't you see it? If they're already here, then that means they have the farther regions under their control as well.
I see. So our way has just become more difficult.
We'll see about that. You feel, darling, there were not many of the clan that could hold their own against me. They're like wolves, only strong in packs. No offense.
Oh, none taken. I must say, I sometimes wonder how someone like you was created.
Well, there are bees and flowers and...
You know, I don't mean that.
I don't know what to tell you, Boji. My story is not that special. A young kid is born and abandoned in the same breath, only to grow up as one of many in an orphanage.
That story's part of you, and as such it is special. Especially for me. So that... orphanage? It didn't sound like you enjoyed it.
Nobody likes the orphanage. Neither the kids, nor the matrons that foster them. Most kids leave the orphanage as soon as they can beg or steal good enough to earn their own food. So did I. I just didn't belong there. And the matrons made sure to let me know every day. Well, except one.
What do you mean, except one?
Enough for now. Maybe I will tell you some other time.
Very funny, Farron.
Wait, Yellowseen weren't from here.
I never said they were. They were nomads. Always traveling. They didn't expect to settle, but when they found this valley with all its precious metals, as alchemists they couldn't pass up the chance. And even though it was already inhabited by the Acreans, the natives of this valley, They got along well for many years. The Elisine even saw themselves as their protectors.
It looks like they were more than just protectors. It looks like they were part of them. What made them such arseholes?
I already told you. They slowly grew corrupt after they tried becoming one with the metals. While the Elisine grew apart, the Acreans became lower beings in their eyes. And the Acreans believed them to be akin to gods, for they became a part of the land they prayed to. That corruption is what could await you. Or even me. But while you have the chance to master the other elements, I will always just be bound to one. Every day, I have to do my best and grow. That is the responsibility I carry for receiving my powers. Let's go southwest.
Oh, I could add this to my collection.
I didn't know you could find that here.
My name is Farron West.
I thought we were past introductions.
This name, you won't find it in any registry. There, I am only Farron, not deserving of more. So it is for all orphans. But she didn't care much for that. Matron Vera gave me my names and always made sure to call me by both. Her way of telling me that I was more than society saw. She was the only one who ever thought me more. She was very kind. But in the end, cared too much for her own good. As long as she was there, I didn't want to leave. When she wasn't anymore, I had no reason to stay.
Thank you for telling me, Farron. And I am sorry.
Don't be. I'm not one to dwell on the past normally, as you may have noticed. And I learned a valuable lesson from it. Don't bother taking on responsibility. It will only lead to an early death, and a few tears cried in vain on your behalf. Once, when I climbed the peak of the Everfrost Mountains, I looked down. And then, for the first time, I really saw how small the city of Frosthaven is. How small humans are. Barely the size of ants. It's the same everywhere I went. I wonder if I will feel the same about Acrea after our journey.
Always traveling into the unknown. Isn't it scary? Sounds like you did it a lot.
A lot? I dare say there are not many places I haven't been. Many are similar, but for each that is, there is another one that is completely different. The green rainforests of Rakal Makan. The endless desert of Garama.
What is your favorite place?
Now that you ask, I don't know. I suppose I don't have one. Well, I guess I just don't really miss what I already know. They have nothing more for me to find. Acrea at least still has many unexplored places.
It doesn't seem like you ever plan on settling down.
Settling down is for those who have left their own mark and are content. I doubt I will ever be that.
Their own mark.
So this is Manonite. Huh. Looks pretty hard.
If you like your weapon, I wouldn't recommend trying to break something off it. Stable Mannanite is the hardest material you can find in Acrea. You won't find a scratch or a crack in it.
So I will look for small rocks to take with me. Got it. Man, my collection grows and grows.
Your backpack is at your service?
That was always the worst part about traveling. Having a giant bag on your back while you're trying to fight, roll in the dirt. So thank you for carrying everything, Boji.
Hope you're ready, Farron.
Oh, we definitely won't get to Uskal this way.
We have to find his general first anyway. And there is a second entrance to his arena in the Mannanite region, as far as I've heard.
I don't want to get too excited yet, knowing our luck and all. Let's look for the gate. The cold winds got stronger.
No sun, no birds singing, no beautiful fresh green grass. I already miss the outside.
We just entered here. Not a cave fan, I take it.
They are dark, oppressive, most of all, wet. It makes my fur clammy, so I look like a wet cat. What?
Nothing. Just imagined it.
Always glad to amuse you. Oh, that's a bit weird. Has it become colder in this region in the last years? I could have sworn it wasn't this extreme. Are you fine with the cold? You don't have fur like me to protect you.
Since I'm always on the move, I barely feel it.
I could jump on your back to warm it.
Thanks, but no. I'd rather not have you on my back while rolling around. It can't be destroyed. Won't break. The ceiling won't come down.
Without any doubt, since they are made from Mannanite. Acrea taught me so.
How reassuring. I would trust your word more than his, since you are my partner. Oh, finally outside.
I thought I was the one who hates caves.
I don't hate them. That doesn't mean I enjoy my time surrounded by walls. Makes me want to break them.
Break walls?
You would be surprised how often a wall can be destroyed.
Anyway, it seems we found something we agree on.
Maybe we did.
Thank you, Acreans, for all the gifts you left the valley.
Let me guess. That up there is his arena.
Yes. Though I have to admit I've never been there. As I told you, Acrea avoided Uskal when he could.
You called him tasteless, to be precise.
Uskal and his people enjoyed fights and brawls immensely, even before his transformation. There wasn't a day where he would go without testing the limits and pushing against his perceived obstacles.
Pushing against obstacles. That is something I know. Sometimes brawn is as necessary as brain.
But in the end, that brawn is what pushed Acrea away from Uskal.
Too bad. Imagine if the two had worked together.
They would have been unstoppable. But alas, without trust, there was no chance of that. What is it like, having seen so many places?
It is an indescribable experience. With every new place I saw, it was like I was discovering a new part of me as well. But I was never satisfied in the end. So I packed my things and wandered again. It was exciting. knowing that no matter how much I saw, there was still something new waiting for me.
When you talk about it like that, it makes leaving Acrea sound exciting.
Maybe you should. When Acrea is back.
What an idea! Do you think a talking wolf would be welcome out there? Someone who was called a monster, even by a world traveler like you. Just joking. You think I still worry about that? It is only natural to fear what you don't know. I will stay with Eri, my teacher and savior, since Acrea is my home, the place I love more than anything. Everything will be as it should.
Already?
Surprising. But this is a good thing. As with the stag, this general should carry part of Uskull's spirit. We will need it to wake him.
That is a big bear, but I guess I should be thankful that we don't have to search for him. Do your thing, so I can fight him.
Ha! Such a diligent student. You are really becoming a master of the ancient...
Hey! Shut up, Boji.
It's like I feel the earth around me pounding.
Pounding? You mean how you felt drawn to Insium around you?
Not quite. It's more like the Mannonite is calling to me. Like it's alive. But not every Mannonite, only those that glow.
Okay. Well, Mannonite in its second state is quite active. Then let's see what you'll be able to do with this calling Mannonite. There's definitely enough around here for you to experiment.
Let's shake things up.
Boji, the ice has melted. It's become warmer.
I remember. Mannonite in its other unstable state gives off heat. Yes, that would indeed explain a lot. I suppose by beating the general, we once again reverted some effect of the shockwave from Eri.
That means things will look different again. Oh, I am getting excited just thinking about it. Time to explore.
I feel the same. But don't forget we have a mission. We only have to find an entrance to Uskull's arena now. That certainly looked intense.
It was amazing.
I can't believe how strong I feel. As if I could apply a lot of force by tensing a muscle in the land.
You're tensing muscles. In stone. Well, at least it'll help us get around all those mountains and cliffs.
The structure of this building feels familiar. Hopefully it's just my imagination. Boji, what is this place?
Well, I have to admit that. I have no idea. I heard rumors in the past that Uskul was building something big, but I've never seen the end result.
We will see what it is, either way. I feel a bit uneasy.
Don't you get sick on me, Farron West. Oh, but if you did, I would care for you. Eri taught me how to make an otherworldly tea. Heartberries, green fern, Iraka claws. Let's open you up, shall we?
Upset, are we? What is it? Seems like we're up on some sort of balcony.
That's not it. Don't you see this?
A scratch on an ancient ruin? What's so special about it?
Don't you remember what I told you? Eri taught me that Mannonite is indestructible. So this scratch, it shouldn't exist.
Yeah, well, but it does. And I'd rather trust my eyes than others' words.
Yeah, easy for you to say it.
Boji, look around you. I was right. We are on a balcony. And not just anyone's, I believe. You told me Uskul liked fighting. And apparently, he loved it enough to build a damn coliseum. I already suspected it before, but...
A coliseum? What is that?
Outside. This is a place where people fight to the death. Some for glory, and some for their freedom. But most for money. And Uskul definitely wanted to have the best view of it.
That sounds like him. But it doesn't explain the scratch.
You said he was strong. Well, what if he was strong enough to defy what you knew? What if he didn't give a damn about your rules? He changed himself, right? Became one with Mannonite.
Still, that shouldn't make this possible. If he could do that, what kind of monster did he become?
We will find out. Oh, astounding. There's always more to find. Hear my call!
These Colosseums, you sounded very upset. If you don't mind, can you tell me more about them? I want to learn what Uskul did here.
People visit a coliseum to watch for fun how desperate humans fight against each other, or animals, often to the death. Making entertainment out of bloodshed. I just can't stand the sight of it. Especially if some of those desperate warriors just fight to regain their right of freedom.
That sounds horrible! I'm not surprised that Uskul and his followers took a liking to this, but I wonder how he got the idea. Did you ever fight in one?
Sometimes. Whenever I really needed to earn some money. I greatly disliked it, but you don't know how hard it can be to just live out there. I always tried to make it short. Painless. But in the end, it doesn't change what I did. So don't get your hopes up, Boji. I am not a good person. In the end, I just close my eyes to their miseries, like everyone else.
If that is what you believe, even so, I won't blame you for what you did. You didn't fight for spectacle, which sadly, probably was the reason Uskal did all this.
Do what you want.
This is definitely, this should be the elevator to Uskal. But how are we going to open it?
Well, I can already tell you how Uskal did it. Don't even think about it. Have you seen that door? No way will I be able to lift it.
You're probably right. There is Mannanite under there, but...
It doesn't feel alive like its other form. I won't be able to do anything with it. Is there a way to change it back? Make it glow?
I can't. But you should be able to do it.
Wait, why me?
You can control Mannanite now, while I can't. I will teach you how to channel the flux to make such strong changes. But first, you'll need a lot of flux to be able to do it, and... well, there isn't enough around here.
Is it possible to fill flux into, I don't know, a container or so? Do such things even exist?
Yes, they do. And I wouldn't be surprised if Uskal had some, seeing that he would have probably used a lot of flux.
Searching an entire region for a flux container. Sounds like we're trying to find a needle in a haystack. Any idea where we could start?
Not a safe bet, but I heard Uskal had gigantic mines. Down there, he wouldn't have had a lot of access to the flux, so...
So, maybe down there we'll find one. Oh, nice thinking, Boji. Let's go and look for those mines.
Just how did he do it? Maybe if he... No, that still wouldn't explain it.
Still the scratch Mannanite. It really got you that much?
Well, you'd feel the same if something you always thought you knew was suddenly wrong.
Would I? I'm not sure. I mean, the one thing I truly know is that you normally can't trust in anything. Be it other humans, rules, especially the government. If you never really trust anything to begin with, you aren't really that surprised if something changes.
You just don't get it. Never mind then.
Looks like we found the entrance. Feels like the mountain is calling to me.
Hopefully we won't have to search for too long.
I don't believe in such things. But maybe you have just jinxed us. I must say, Uskal himself may have been tasteless, but his mines...
I know, very impressive. For former nomads, the Elacine developed a great understanding of architecture. But it also helped they had a lot of time to learn it, after settling in Acrea. But no matter how great they were, it doesn't excuse how they treated the Acreans.
You're right. Most of the time, such grand constructions are built to be a display of power. It's the same in my world. And while I am lucky for being able to see them now, knowing what it's like to live among the oppressed, I feel angry. Let's concentrate on our search. This doesn't get us anywhere.
Oh my! Another spire. At least Uskal gave them... Oh, wait. These runes.
What is with them?
No. No! This spire is not to console the Acreans. The runes say it leads into the underground. It's a tool, an energy farm to power the forges of the Elacine.
Calm down, Boji. Explain it to me. Slowly.
I told you about the Acrean release ritual, right? The one they held at the central spire. The Acreans would free their dead spirits by throwing the object it was captured in into the geysers, which are directly connected to the flux in the land. They must have believed that this would do the same, but...
But in truth, the spirits would be captured, led to the altars where they would be used to create weapons and other things. And sure, their trust was misused by the powerful.
Why did they have to do this? Why didn't I know? How did the Elisine become so lost?
Let's go. As you said, after Tezuth, I shouldn't stay in imbalance too long. Lest I want to become like them. The only thing we can do now is make Uskal pay.
Oh, look! I think I can open a new path here.
This could be useful, right?
Is this what became of the Acreans under Uskal?
Miners and Colosseum fighters. Their lives were those of slaves. Didn't you say the Elisine and Acreans got along?
In the beginning, I knew that when the Elisine changed, they began to view the Acreans as lesser beings, but I never thought they were being treated like this. Eri couldn't have known, right? If he had, he would have done something sooner, surely.
Boji, the Colosseum isn't built in a day. Such changes don't happen overnight.
I know! But he was always there for me. I will ask him myself when he is awake.
Whatever his reasons were, don't worry. The only thing you can accuse him of is not caring for something that wasn't his fault in the first place. As he didn't change his kind into these power-hungry monsters.
If only it was that easy.
If the spirits still are in that arcane forge, does it harm them if I use it?
They wouldn't be soul spirits anymore. Through all of them being in there together, flux would have been created. And the energy won't be harmed by using the altar. Instead, I guess I would even consider it freeing them from their prison.
Freeing them?
It's good of you to ask, though. I wish the Elisine had thought about that, but they probably didn't. You have a good heart, Farron.
I think I'm starting to like those mountains, despite what I said when we entered the region. I wish I could share my new ability with you. Hey, Boji, you want to talk? Boji? You know, I'm no good with such things, but don't worry too much.
Just get me out of here. Our task is too important for us to die in some caves.
We will find that container, and we will leave this place. Together. There's always more to find.
I can breathe again. You did it.
Told you so. Don't doubt my instincts. No. Let's take a deep breath together.
I'm sorry. And thank you.
Thank me? For what?
For not judging me inside there. And for being you.
I think this is the first time someone said that to me. Don't worry, Boji. When I was captured, you didn't abandon me. And since then, my judgment of you is steadfast. I won't abandon you. And besides, what would I do without my storyteller?
Oh, so you want to hear more?
Please, have mercy.
Farron, there! This should be one.
A flux container?
Yes. Finally, things are looking up.
Can't I just take the flux into me now?
No, you can't. Flux is always in movement, and always strives for balance. If you would take as much as we would need into your body, the flux would try to change the form of its vessel, you, to suit its amount. Simply put, your body would try to change itself to the needs of the flux, ending in an explosion.
Understood. Lots of flux in my body equals bad. But how are we going to get back to Uskull's elevator? Behind us is still the dead end.
Then we can only go forward. That is your speciality, right?
Right. Should we rest a moment?
No, I'm fine, but thank you. The fresh air will get me back on my feet soon enough. Are you okay?
I can still hear them. A bit. Like they're calling me back.
And that call, is it stronger than the one for freedom you talked about?
No, it isn't. I feel the binding to Acrea through the stone in my chest. And these chains I want to loose. And though these powers will stay, I suppose they aren't that bad. A good souvenir of this adventure.
Let's start. You really have to concentrate while channeling the flux through the stone in your chest. That way you shouldn't get hurt. Now, don't let the flux linger inside you. Instead, send it directly to the Mannonite and start changing its form.
And if I do it right, I don't explode. Got it. Wow! That went great! I felt so alive!
And you're still alive as well. Good work, Farron.
And I thought I had my last arena fight years ago.
You think now is the right time for nostalgia?
One ring, one fight, one death. You know, this is the first time I won't fight alone.
This seems very memorable for you. Well, I can't say I don't fear Uskull. You are right. This time you're not alone. And neither am I.
Hear my call!
Surprise. volunteer for a warm-up fight? Let's see what you can do with those scrawny arms. Get serious.
We did it! I can barely believe it. You are a beast, far and west.
Oh, I can feel all my bones.
You want a break?
No. If I lie down now, I will probably never get up again. But I can say as much. That statue down there, it did him justice.
No, only one is left.
Ingla, the seer.
She is the master of Jinon, right? The element you also have in your body. So, you know some of her tricks.
If she were someone else, maybe. But with her, you never know. We should be very careful on the way to her. Who knows what kind of tricks she's built into her realm.
Oh, that sounds just wonderful. Looks like our little adventure will be over soon. What are you going to do when Acrea is awake?
I guess I will need to talk to him. Ask him why he did or didn't do certain things. Then I will see how it continues. Maybe I will continue studying under him. I suppose.
Is that what you want?
Why wouldn't I? What about you? Any plans?
Not really. There isn't much left for me to see anymore. But I will come up with something.
You could always come back to visit, you know. To tell me more stories about outside.
Coming back? Never thought I would want to do that. But if it is you and Acrea... sounds good.
You can't keep up! Really welcoming. I suppose we are close.
becoming hotter. It feels like Ingler got the short end of the stick when they distributed the land.
Oh, I'm sure the Genon deposits consoled her. Besides, as unwelcoming as it is, a nice side effect for Ingla was that she could continue researching undisturbed, since no one really bothered with the region.
Researching? Like Ere did?
Almost. But not exactly. Ingla always worked very hard, but sometimes it was difficult for her to hide her jealousy, as she believed everything came easy to Ere, until she became one with Genon and started believing herself to be the most knowledgeable.
Ugh, exactly the kind of people I can't stand. Always blaming others for their failures.
Maybe. But Ere enjoyed her company. So I like to believe that, in the end, they respected each other as fellow researchers, as a person they could learn from. Now, to find the entrance to the temple and Ingla's general.
Any clues? If it stays this hot, I really don't want to stay here too long.
I just know that Ingla enjoyed her isolation, though she would have made it difficult to meet her, especially for those who didn't get her exact permission.
So like with the others, we have no plan.
I'm sorry. Ere probably would have known a way.
And maybe he wouldn't have. So? He's not here. And until now, we've managed just fine without him. Whoa, that's deep. If I fall down there, I am going to be completely flattened.
Well, you better be careful. Dragging you back up would be such a pain.
But maybe it's cooler down there. Oh, phew. That is fast. Can't complain, though.
You sounding happy. What's going on?
Of course I am. When we have defeated him, we only have to worry about how to get to Ingler. And then we'll be able to leave this hot, uncomfortable place.
When you talk about it, it almost sounds too easy. You know that you still have to beat him.
Yeah, just awaken him.
At least you stop grumbling.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me! There are 3 instead of 1? Oh, sucks, but okay. But why are they running away? Come back, you stupid snakes, and fight me!
Ha! Seems like our luck didn't hold up.
It never does. No time to waste. I will follow them.
Wait. Do you see the fog?
Yes, Bogie, I do. I'm not blind.
It's poisonous. But Ere taught me that this region grows plants that help against it. At least for a certain time.
Great. Poisonous fog. This is just wonderful. I am starting to miss the mines.
Oh, I do not. Farron, this is the plant I talked about.
I'm supposed to eat this?
If you want to survive, yes.
Why does it have to smell this horrible? It smells like you.
but wet.
You think? I don't think it's that bad. Maybe it tastes better. This place reminds me
The
of...
damn maze. The cursed labyrinth.
You know that game where you shouldn't touch the floor? Oh, but now that I think about it, you'd die if you slipped up here. Your description's probably more fitting.
You know games?
I saw some bored Black Claw clan soldiers playing it drunk, when I was observing them while being invisible.
That explains why they never get anything done. Oh, always good to see one of them. So, finally done with playing hide and seek. Nice effort, but the result will be the same. You dead, and me alive.
See, there you go again. So dramatic.
Ready again to fight.
Now I carry a small part of England's spirit with me. Everything around me seems to have changed. I feel every particle around me, even the air. There is no emptiness. All space is filled equally with existence. I feel like I will now know what those Jinn clouds really hide.
Your powers probably work much different than mine. But using them near one of the Xenon clouds sounds like a good next step.
What's this?
Seems to be the Xenon eye from the lizard. We should take it with us, just in case. Now, let's search for an entrance to Ingla's temple.
Anything can change. Another daily surprise in the Valley of Acrea. You know what this is?
Not entirely. I have an idea, but we will see if I'm right when we go inside.
Well, we have to do so anyway, since it seems that the General hides in there. Two down, only one to go. And we got another eye.
It feels like I haven't heard you this happy since we entered Ingla's realm.
Is that so surprising? This region is suffocating me. Each step it's like someone is watching you. And it's always either those weird pillars or, even worse, soldiers of the Church of the Observer. Oh, they just creep me out.
Even I have to admit, I really look forward to seeing them leave this valley. Understand your goal. Until now, hidden away. See how it comes to the light of day.
The lizard eye we have should fit into the socket. Well, I wouldn't mind some help.
Wait! What if this is a trap?
From whom? Ingla? I doubt it. Unless she has defossilized herself. What do we have to lose anyway?
Don't blame me if something goes wrong. But you're right. We have no choice.
See? This certainly was helpful. Though, not pleasant. I will have to hunt down those other scaly monsters as well.
Seems like it.
What are you thinking about?
From what we saw, we can only enter the middle tower. If we go and activate the other one first.
Could be. Then let's go. Poisonous fog and disgusting plants? What fun!
Let's open you up, shall we?
Seems to work like last time.
Remember what has brought you here. A past you may cherish or fear. Well, we don't really have another choice. We need to activate this tower.
That's my first arena fight. It was the first time Why show that? So what? Living on the street as a kid. At least I only had to care for myself. And I succeeded. Oh, useless. The past neither helps nor bothers me. What do you see, Boji? Boji?
Myself, as I once was.
Boji, what did the mirror show you?
Just my past. The time I witnessed the shockwave from afar. When Eri sent me away so I wouldn't be fossilized as well. And the time before he found me. When I was only a mere wolf. A slave to my instincts.
Boji, don't let it get to you. You told me Ingla was a master of manipulation. This is just another one of her weapons to control.
Yes, you're right.
This dwelling on the past rarely does good. What a weird mirror. The past is just the past. Why should that interest anyone?
See the path that waits for you. A future that always will come true.
My future. This can't be how it ends. All I did. I came too far to go back to that.
It is not wrong. If I lose myself, lose control, that could be my future. But don't try to claim the possible to be the irrevocable. Farron, that mirror lied.
But the other two...
What would make the third more believable than when the others spoke true? What it showed was not our future, but instead what we feared it could be. But Farron, those fears make us who we are. And because of that, those futures won't come true. I will never become a mindless beast, because every day I work to prevent it. And you, now you have me by your side. And believe me, I've watched you grow since the moment I revived you. You're not the Farron anymore that just wants to leave, that shies away from responsibility. And I could not be prouder.
I was completely stuck there. It seems... now it's my turn to thank you, Boji.
And you were right, Farron. We will make her pay. Ingla.
Boji? Do I hear you right?
Oh, you do. I'm sick of her little mind games. It's time to show her what happens when you try to harm a wolf's pack.
Lead the way, Alpha. Anything can change.
Look at that, little Boji. Let's play again like we used to, huh? I'll make you regret everything. You little insects! Originally it was meant for those fools, for that meaningless duel. I never got to show them. But let's see what you think of my little surprise.
Talk about a sore loser. Boji, that sounded really bad.
I know. Whatever she did, it won't be good for us. So this is what her chamber really looks like. It's a bit sinister, I must say.
Sinister? I'd call it plain miserable. She probably completely forgot what real life looks like.
No use in dwelling around, let's leave. Somewhere here should be a door that leads us to the convergence. Another mirror. Well, we can't really activate it.
You're right. This is a bit... Whoa! That means...
I would never have imagined the Acreans would forget their origin. But centuries can do much to a culture, especially if it is forced to change.
That would make the Golden Order, the Blackclaw clan, everyone, descendants of the Acreans.
Maybe if they saw this, if they knew, the fighting would stop. They could leave the valley in peace and tell their leaders...
Would it change something? Even if they... No. We are all one, and share the same blood and origin. This doesn't mean all fighting would cease. Look at the Elisine, at Ingla, and the three cultures of the Blackclaw clan, Golden Order, the Church of the Observer, been preparing for war for a long time.
Maybe you're right. Maybe this wouldn't be enough. But for me, this is hope. Maybe someday, someone can help them find their path back to one another. Since in their core, they are the same.
That's a hope I want to believe in. It's not what I expected.
Huh?
I mean, I feel different. Like I am sensing more, and so on. But I still feel human. Like I am still just Farron West. Not someone who has mastered the three elements.
Well, that should come from you still being Farron West. But I can assure you that you've definitely matured since you came to this valley. Not because of your new powers, but because of everything we've been through. And this growth is worth more than any power-induced knowledge you could have.
I suppose. Still, a bit of a power boost would have been nice. But now we've defeated the three, doesn't that mean?
Yes, now we go to the spire. There, you should be able to shatter the barrier that surrounds it, and together we will revive Eri. You will bring back balance, and then... you are free, and I will finally get answers.
Freedom, huh? It's weird. By now it feels like I will miss Acrea.
Well, Acrea will always be open to you, but now, let's go. And be careful, Farron. Who knows what Ingla has done?
This is what Ingla did! A freaking flux storm! But... no! There's more, isn't there? I feel... Shinnon.
There is. Ingla threaded it well into the winds. I wonder why.
I don't want to know what this means for us.
We'll have no choice but to continue and find out. Stay on edge.
As if there is a time where I am not. Tasty. Here we go. Shit. That's what the storm does. Illusion, Shinnon enemies.
Don't look at me like that. I don't have a name for them either. But if you get sent into battle against never-ending waves of enemies made out of Shinnon and air that can become everything you've struggled against...
No wonder all those soldiers were slaughtered. It's hard to be prepared for such foes.
I hope their spirits made it safely into the flux.
They didn't. I can feel them now. Around us. Everywhere.
They're finally here. Are you ready?
How could I not be? After everything. Step back a bit, please. Behind me. So you don't get hurt.
Hurt? All right. I trust you, Farron. You know what you're doing.
That's a long way up. I understand why I didn't go outside often. Scaling this thing looks already exhausting. We haven't even started.
Never noticed, really. Well, now that I think about it, I spent far too much time racking my brain over Eri's books. But learning to read was hard, trust me. Especially when you always accidentally rip the pages.
Oh, I know how hard it is. How does it feel, coming home?
It doesn't really feel like home. For me, it was a safe place because of Eri. And now I don't even know what to think anymore.
You will have a home again, Boji. Be it here or somewhere else.
Thank you. Eri.
He isn't as tall as I imagined.
That's because he wanted to be the linking joint between Acreans and LSC. He started changing his form, slowly, over the years.
So he had a spirit stone. He was prepared for all of this.
You do it.
Huh?
Revive him. I can't. My head isn't clear.
All right.
Eri? Farron, get ready. That is not Eri.
Remember me.
Here we go.
Remember me. Let's have a rematch. Boji, I hope you can forgive me for being blind and for leaving you again so soon.
No. No, Harry.
Don't, Boji. Even if there is a possibility to save me, I do not want it. My time, the time of the Elisine and the Acreans, is over. A new one has begun. Come here, please. Thank you for looking after Boji. Please continue to be his friend. With this, you are free. Both of you are. And I will become part of the land I love so much. Boji, you have grown so much.
I don't know how we'll feel in a few years, but this valley needs someone who protects it, now that there is no barrier. Oh, you know, the usual stuff. Throw out the remaining stragglers, climb up mountains, explore some more. Just do what the valley needs, since now I feel it. And I will look out for spirits who haven't made it into the flux. So many died in that storm. You're going to visit me now and then? Then what keeps you? The world waited long enough to get to know you. Thank you, Boji. You taught me so much. But now it is time for me to stand on my own feet. I wonder what you are going to do when you are free to write your own story. I can only imagine it being remarkable. Just be happy, Boji West.